Hi, my lovely people, and welcome yet again to another series of interviews and podcasts I have made with very special people to bring you a quality and rich content that will support you on your journey of becoming a great, confident speaker in a foreign language. Enjoy! Okay, hi Tina. So it's really nice to have you in my studio, let's say. Yeah, it's an online studio, but still. And when we met and you told me all about your story and your business, I was really interested in how you balance everything out. This was one of the first things, but also how you managed to adapt yourself to all of these, challenges like Corona, for example. And so that was in 2020 and then further on, yeah, because you do have a very interesting business. Really, really interesting business. So we'll talk about this in a minute, but let's start with the first question. Of course, I mean, let's start at the beginning. Yeah. So can you take us back to the moment when you realized you wanted to, again, build this business that I said before and around your life, yeah, and not the other way around. So how did you start? Where was the idea? Yeah, where was the spark?
Hello, everybody, and thank you, Katja, for the invitation to participate in your podcast. I'm really happy to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you said, my business is very virtual, versatile, or how to say. But the idea actually started 4 or 5 years before I actually started my business.
Wow.
It was mainly because my work at that time, it was so far away from home. It was 1 hour drive to one direction. So after my first maternity leave, I started thinking how or what can I do that to optimize my time and to cut out those 2 hours of drive every day. So that was basically the need to start optimizing my time a little better, because it was not just me and my husband anymore, but then there was a third person involved who was depending on me totally. So yeah, that was the main reason, start thinking about what can I do to optimize a little bit better.
And you told me like 3 or 4 years before, yeah? So it's a
Yeah.
process, right? It's really a
Yeah.
process to think and, you look for opportunities because I'll just go straight to the point. A lot of ladies out there, a lot of women maybe have these difficulties, right? So how can they adapt now that they have families or maybe they have, like jobs that, like you say, that are very far away. So it's kind of a process, yeah?
Yeah, for definitely it was.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a
Mhm.
process,
Mhm.
but mainly because I was scared to
Uh-huh.
dive in head first, if I can say like that.
Mhm. Yeah,
It
yeah.
was always, it was like, what if that, but not in a good way, what if? It was mostly all the scenarios that could happen.
Mm.
So that was also a big reason for me why it took me so long to went on my own business path, if I can say that.
Mhm.
But later on, it was just how to say, everything went together into that direction. It was the second maternity leave, and it became even harder to commute. I started working from home a bit, as you mentioned before. The good thing that Corona brought for me, the only good thing, was the option of working from home
Mhm.
more frequently. Frequently I use that option. But yeah, everything fell into place, how to say, when I then went on my own business path. Yeah, it was, how to say, universe aligned, or I don't know.
Yes, universe definitely aligned, listened, granted the path or the wish, if we say so. Nice, nice. But you were like you have a lot of let's say things, right? Juggling. You are so tell me a little bit about what actually you are doing and what are your projects now in the present time. Or you went on.
Yeah, I'm a project manager for a company. I am also a virtual assistant, and I have my own brand, Magic from Croatia,
Mm.
where I sell handmade art made out of sea glass. And
Mm-hmm.
also I am co-organizing business events for the women in our region. So yeah, it's a lot of things, but at the same time, I like the excitement and the options that I have that this, how to say, entrepreneur path brought for me. So it broadened my options and to be creative in different areas. So yeah, sometimes
Mhm.
it's a lot, but in the same time, I can manage my time better because I have to answer to myself, also to my clients, of course, but it's a bit
Mhm.
easier to organize
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah, definitely. I would say definitely. Yeah, I agree with you. So how important do you think, or let's say, yeah, I mean, how important is creativity then when you're on your own? Usually, what I hear from ladies who have, businesses, we tend to be really creative. So we don't just pick one area. We actually become experts in many areas. Do you think it was also case in like in your story that this is important nowadays? Or would you
Yeah,
rather still stick to maybe one thing? What would be better, let's say?
for me, for myself, it's better to be creative in different areas, but that is just who I am because I like different things. I like to express myself on different areas. So maybe for somebody it would be better just to stick like in one path and go
Mm-hmm.
fully focused there, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like the options. I like the flow of
Mm-hmm.
things to be a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it works for me, but
What helped you the most in this decision? Like, okay, I want to go on my own. I want to open up this business, that business. I want to still work for this company. What helped you the most in the decision? Like, was it the support of your family or, what helped you in this way, on this way?
well, all the decisions didn't came simultaneously. It was not like all
Mm,
the things I listed before that happened at once. It was like a process during the year. But still, the most important part for me was like when I made the decision. When I made the decision that I want to be with my children in the afternoon, that I don't want to search for somebody to babysit them, so that in
mhm,
the afternoon, of course. So
mhm.
when I made the decision, when I was at peace with this decision, all the other things came flowing and like everything
Yeah,
unraveled itself. As I said before,
yeah.
universe supported her. So for me, that was the big part when
Mhm,
I
mhm.
felt like this is the right path, this is the way to go at the moment.
Super. Like I said in the beginning, it really sounded when we first met that you found a great balance because, like I said, what I see in a lot of times in business, ladies do have challenges how to balance everything out, and they maybe have this vision of the business, but they don't know how to tailor it to their environment. And it was really a strategic move, as I hear, you coming like, okay, so what should I do? This and this, because I need more time for my family and so on. Because I see a lot of times when we start a business, suddenly when it grows and grows, you don't know how to tailor it, anymore. You just let it go and then you struggle with time and with children or with anything else. Yeah, that's very, very, I think you did a very nice job. Yeah,
Thank
with
you.
this. So tell me, you mentioned before magic from Croatia, right? Because it's so interesting that you are actually from Slovenia, but magic from Croatia. So
Yes.
so why and how is this business ongoing?
Yeah, that's true. It's a funny part. Also, I explained that on my Instagram page that actually the name is from Croatia, but I'm from Slovenia. The idea was born when we were at the seaside in Croatia because we vacationed there, and I found the piece of a sea glass, and it was really nicely sea worn and like sparkly because it was wet, and just like I was so excited to find it, and for the first time I started thinking, oh, I could do something with that. Like it's beautiful. There's a story behind it. And I started a little bit digging, Googling, and I found that there is this whole community behind sea glass seeking
Wow.
and beach combing, and it really excited me. And that is how the magic from Croatia was born. I started posting my journey on Instagram. You can also find my page there. And then slowly, at first, It was the process of picking up and sorting, and then slowly I started creating with it. So I create different kinds of like wall art, like this is
Oh,
made with the sea glass,
fantastic.
and like
Fantastic.
the bottom part of the ship is made of sea glass. So
Sweet.
this kind of art, I would also like to make jewelry, but that is in the future. For now, I just make the wall frames.
Mm,
I am selling my art on the island of Mali Lošin, in the town called Nerezine, Boutique Tre Porte, because there the story started. I found my first glass there.
sweet.
This summer is the first summer where you can buy my physical products there, and I'm also building a web shop because I started with Etsy, but we didn't really click. Yeah, so I want more freedom in my web shops. It's
Mhm.
also a dream of mine to have my own web shop. I'm
Yeah.
building it slowly, so it will take some time. So for now, it's only selling via Instagram or
Mhm.
directly in Mali Lošin. So yeah.
I see. So if people want to order or if people want to get in touch with you, it's through social media, right? Through
Yeah.
Instagram, you say? Perfect, perfect. But what if somebody would like to, like say, okay, I want to have your pictures in Slovenia in my store. You would probably also deliver, yes?
Yeah, of course,
Super.
no problem. The name, the magic from Croatia, was basically because the pieces are found in Croatia. I cannot
Yes,
put it magic from Slovenia because
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
that
Yeah.
is why the whole story behind it was to put like Croatia in the name because it's
Mm,
from. I want to emphasize that because
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's an important part and like
Of
to
course.
bring a piece of Adriatic Sea home with you. So
Yeah, that's a beautiful memory. And I mean, we make memories at the sea, definitely, and it's nice to bring something home. Absolutely. I mean, we take little stones home always wherever we are. Definitely. So we have like this almost like a stone fence already on the window shelf. Yeah, definitely. So you combine different styles. Can you maybe show us a picture against because I want to explore your art a little bit in detail. So you combine two
well,
different
yeah,
yeah, so like I see the glass, yeah, but you also paint, yeah, with watercolors.
acrylic paint. Yeah, it's the
Acrylic paint.
paint, the glass here, and yeah, a little bit of seashells. I sometimes
Sweet,
also use the ceramics and stones, but
ah,
this one. And on
sweet.
the next one, I just brought the two. This one
Yes.
here is the driftwood under the
Wow,
paint, and then the sea glass for the bottom part of the boat.
sweet. Wow, it really looks magical. Really, really looks magical.
Thank you.
And the motives are your inspiration, like the motives that you do are only sea motives, or do you paint by inspiration? Because you use very nice colors here, by the way. Do you use all the colors in the palettes? What kind of motives do you use?
Yeah, I use usually all the colors, but right now I found myself some kind of stuck in these bright colors.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
using mostly those,
Mhm.
but generally I use a lot of blue also. And for now, it's only sea motives because I find the connection to be how to say, I find the connection in the sea pieces for now. We will
Yeah,
see how it will evolve, but for now I do mostly this underwater serenity and smooth sailing and maybe a lot of birds on the beach, and but we will see where it goes.
absolutely. What about if I want to buy from you a special motive? Let's say that I order like a personalized
Yeah,
motive. Would that be also okay? Can you do that? I mean, do you already do that?
I haven't done it yet, but my
Mhm.
friend, she said that she will pick up the glass when she goes on vacation and bring it to me so that I will make a personalized
Sweet.
picture frame for her. So yeah, for
Mhm.
now I haven't done that yet, but it's always an option.
Always an option.
Mm.
Awesome. Sweet. So this is the art part, yeah? So this is your expression through art and working with hands, let's say. But then you also work with your voice, I will say, and with your persona because you also have another business, correct? And this is really interesting one. I mean, I was really surprised when you told me. I did hear about this before, but I didn't know that anyone in Slovenia does that. So tell us about
It's a virtual assistant business. As you
Mm-hmm.
said, it's mostly new in Slovenia, but for the last year, since I've been active in this
Mm-hmm.
business, I see that there are a lot of people started offering this type of services. So it's becoming more, how to say, accepted also in our country. Because at first, when I said like 4 years ago, I'm thinking about that to become a virtual assistant, and everybody was like, "What will you do? Will you be an accountant or no, everything else but an accountant?"
Right.
So, yeah, it's quite interesting work. You do a lot of different things. It's so hard to pinpoint just like what do you do? It's like I can do everything from organizing an event for writing text, support, I don't know, different types of support, like maybe just listening to, oh, I have this bad example with my customer. What should I do? And like advice there is it's interesting. Yeah, definitely.
So what is your profile? I mean, what customer or client do you have or you're aiming at? So, for example, are these ladies who have businesses, or is it somebody like maybe in a company that has a lot of work to do, and maybe they are lacking good assistance, or they just need another pair of hands, let's say? So who is your profile, your ideal customer or client?
Mostly small entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
businesswomen or men, it's not
Mm-hmm.
important.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually when you are by yourself, working for yourself, you're doing everything. So usually you could use extra set of hands to
Definitely.
take a pressure a bit off you, and here I can help. I can it does not have to be like every day from, I don't know, from 9 to 12 or something. It could be when you need help, like maybe you have extra workload during, I don't know, the second part of the year, or maybe in the beginning of the year. It really depends. So that is the beauty also of a virtual assistant, that it's totally not, how to say, obligatory
Yeah.
relationship. It's like
Yeah.
when you need help, I'm here. So
Awesome. Sounds really, really great. How do people, connect with you? Do you have a website maybe? Do you have extra
Mhm.
profile for that on Instagram, on socials, on Facebook?
Both, yes. I have my own website, virtualna-asistentka.si. You can find me on Instagram, Asistentka Tina, also Facebook, in the digital world, to say.
That's really great. And what is the procedure? So when people contact you, do you first go through everything? Like, do you look at their business? Do you ask them questions? What is the procedure,
Yes, of course. Of course, yeah. I have to know what other person offers so I can see where I can be the most help. But usually we start with one thing, like I need help, I don't know, with setting up the system for mass mailing. And then during time, the ball just gets rolling. Oh, could you help me with this? Or, oh, maybe you can do this. And yeah, of course, I can help you. I don't know, in Canva graphic for your socials. Or, yeah, of course, I can gather the offers for, I don't know what they're searching for at the moment. So yeah, it's a lot of small things. That is I see the big part that is a problem. Like, what can you do? A lot, but it's so hard to pinpoint it down.
Exactly, exactly. So you solve problems as they come, right? So you don't
Yeah.
have like, okay, I do this and this, because there is a lot of, let's say, things that you have a lot of sources. I hear or I understand, yeah.
Well,
So
I
that.
offer specific services.
Mhm.
They're all listed on my website, what I can do. But as I said, usually then it comes, as you said, the problem, and when the problem is here, I help solve it. So yeah.
Yes, yes. That sounds really, really intriguing. So yeah, virtual assistants, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about also, let's say, the other part when you told us, I also do the meetings, I organize the meetings with the ladies. So would you say that, let's say, the meetings that you organize, yeah? So you said that in your area, you have a lot of ladies there in business. How do ladies respond to your invitations, or even when you present yourself as, I do this and that? Do we actually come together? Do we exchange our skills very easily? What would you say?
Well, I started this just this year. So we
Mm-hmm.
have had 3 meetings until now, but
Mm-hmm.
generally it was well accepted. We had good visits, how to say, good numbers. Also, the participation, I mean, the interaction was good. So I would say it's positively accepted in our area. But the idea actually came because when I started my own business, I started searching if there maybe is already some, if there are already some meetings
Right.
for women entrepreneurs in my
Yeah.
area. And specifically in my town, but I could not find anything. So I reached
Mm.
out to this organization that is under the municipality wing, how to say, and we started co-organizing
Mhm.
these events, and out outturn was good. So I would say, yeah, that is there definitely is the need for connecting, for sharing, especially
Right.
for sharing the worries that you have, because a
Mm.
lot of women that came, they're alone, like they're entrepreneurs and they do not have a team behind them. So it was nice to exchange the things they think about, and they don't have anybody to talk about it with. So yeah, in that
Absolutely.
case it was really nice. So we already
Mm.
set a new date now for the autumn, because we said the summer part we will take vacations, and now in autumn we will continue. So I'm really looking forward to the new season, if I can say like that.
Sounds really interesting and really great because, yeah, I think that here, maybe in Slovenia, let's say, we really lack this connection, like networking, especially with ladies who are in the business. Would you say that networking is also important when you do the business or not so much? Yeah.
Yeah, of course, I think it is definitely important,
Mhm.
but to network, to put yourself out there, to make new connections, to see what other people are offering. Like, you never know when maybe you will need the same services that somebody you met at this
Exactly.
type of event and you clicked with somebody offers. So yeah, I think definitely it's important. But it's
Mm.
the hard part is to put yourself out there, I think.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know anybody there. Should I go, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
what
exactly.
will I talk about with them? But in the end, we are all in the same boat, so we all have the similar feelings, like,
Yeah.
of uncertainty. But later on, when you're there and you're just presenting yourself, it just like everything like it just flows naturally. So yeah, I think it's important to have this strong community of entrepreneurs behind you.
Yeah, exactly. I do believe that a lot of these networking happen when really we feel, a little bit down, like you say, alone, and we search for help, right? Help or support, maybe, So what should we do? And it's really nice to know that, we can reach out, that there is somebody that can give us advice, help us. And like you say, maybe even if we just talk about what we do so that people get to know us and they can recommend then, like, okay, they can do this for you or that for you in the business sense. Yeah. So well done, well done. Okay, so everything is going well. I mean, you have all these, let's say, projects, businesses going on. Do you still have challenges maybe with the balance of everything? So what would you say?
Yeah, of course. As I mentioned earlier, I'm by myself, so usually
Yeah.
there's the hard part sometimes to find the
Mhm.
motivation to
Mhm.
continue everything, or when I hit an obstacle, it's sometimes more personal because it's my business, or how to say it. Sometimes I find it hard to push it through the day, but I learned that I should let myself feel all those things, like not to dismiss it, like to feel it,
Mhm.
to embrace it, and then go on.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
that, it's for me, it's the hardest part. And at the beginning, also the unexpected, how to say, unexpected illness or outfall in that kind of this was also hard for me to take and to
Mhm.
balance. But I learned
Mhm.
that I have to just accept the unpredictable, because if a child is sick, then he will
Of
need
course.
me in the first, how to say, days. And I learned to accept that, and then I worked and I push my work in the evening. And
Exactly. So do you have any specific rituals during the day that you do?
usually project manager and virtual assistants are the first part of the day, and then the magic from Croatia is in the evenings and for the relaxation part of the day, if I can say like this.
What would you say to somebody who starts the business? Yeah. So what was the most important thing for you?
I would advise to look for a community, or to,
Mhm.
especially if they're starting on their own, search for the
Yeah.
community
Yeah.
out there, look
Mhm.
for the other
Yeah.
entrepreneurs in your area,
Mhm.
because I see that that is the important part. I mean, I get the support, maybe just as you said before, somebody just to listen, to understand the problems that you're going through, because somebody who works a different type of work cannot
Yeah.
really understand the worry and the struggle that you go through when you're on your own. So it's scary to start, but easier if you have some sort of backup of people, who, as I said already, understands you and supports you.
Absolutely. What would you say? I mean, now I'm thinking when you are talking like in this community sense that on offline, right? The networking face to face. So what would you say, online or offline? Which is more important in the networking? Like, I mean, looking for community. Do you think that online communities can also work well if you don't have any community in your
Yeah,
area?
I think they can. Of course, they can, but still, it's different in person, because I mean, it's different. It's in person. It's you're talking with the person there, but of course, yeah, the online community is also important. I mean, I
Mhm.
see that in my Instagram, Magic from Croatia, where I am part of this Siglas seeking community. I also get those feelings of support there. So both are equally important, but of course, in person, those feelings are even stronger.
Definitely. Yeah, 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 yeah. And you can feel the energy and everything. It's just more
Mhm.
personal, right? Absolutely. So if somebody, let's say that we have a lady that is struggling with the family and business, what would be your advice to her? You know, if somebody would say, oh, Tina, I don't know how to balance everything out, what would be your advice for her?
Just to listen to her family, because different types of families, they have different needs. It's hard to say
Yes.
like you should do this because this will work. Maybe it will not work for her. So I think she should
Mhm.
listen to her family and to see the resources that she has available. I don't know,
Mhm.
maybe she lives with the grandparents and they can offer more support, or maybe a husband that has a different type of work. It depends, but like, try to make it work for your family, like
Mhm.
that would be. And
Yeah.
listen to yourself, like
Mhm.
your feelings, do
Yeah.
not dismiss them.
I love how you actually said family because we built the business then around, right? So business is easier to run than the family, to have a family.
I think we cannot compare the business and the family, because they're totally two different things.
Okay, thank you. Now, for our listeners, you prepared something very sweet, very nice. What can they expect, or would you have any gift or that you can maybe share with them today?
Yes, I prepared a little treat, if I can say like this. I One of my services that I offer is mini inspection of the working website, because I myself I'm the most frustrated when I am searching for something on somebody's website and the links are not working, or the buttons are not
Right,
working, or
right,
the link is broken, or there
right.
is just not enough content. So I offer an inspection, sorry,
Mhm.
inspection of the website, the front page, and maybe two under pages, to inspect, to find the broken links, to find the missing buttons. So yeah.
That's very, very important. A lot of times we don't actually know that. Yeah, definitely. And it's good if you can do that, or that somebody can inspect that and do that. Awesome, awesome. So they can reach out to you on the website, or how did they get in contact with you?
You can find me via Instagram. Assistant Katina is my username, or via my website, virtualna-asistentka.si. Also, my email is tina@v-a.si. I'm also on LinkedIn, but I'm not really active there, but I check it still. So yeah, or just Google me.
So you have all the links. You have all the links above this video, so you can check it out. Definitely, and contact Tina for all these, let's say, if you have any kind of issues, questions as well, or if you want to order her lovely art. Yeah. So Tina, thank you again for having time to chat with me and for bringing such a beautiful content to all my listeners. And I am sure we will stay in touch. Definitely. Okay.
Thank you, Katya, again for your invitation. It was fun. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
I wish to your viewers a nice day. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.